Alright, let's continue our lesson with regards to Chapter 3, Tax Incentive for Specific Industries. The last industries that we are going to look at is Venture Capital Company, VCC. In your textbook, you can read about this in Chapter 15. A bit about background of venture capital. Venture capital is a financial capital provided by investors. The investors can be government, corporations or even individual. Kita boleh ada investors yang terlibat, dia boleh jadi kerajaan, corporation, syarikat or even individu. Orang perseorangan, dia provide financial capital to high potential and high risk growth startup companies at the early stages of the project. Orang ni, investors ni, dia bagi capital yang finance, dia bagi fund kepada company yang startup. Startup ni pula yang high risk company. Itu dikira sebagai venture capital. Venture capital investors generally take very high risk when investing in startup companies, referred to as venture company. Company yang baru nak start ni, startup companies ni, kita panggil dia sebagai venture company. So, since dia baru dekat stage nak bermula dan dia melibatkan high risk project, therefore, investors ni sebenarnya taking high risk. Okay, that's why government bagi incentive in term of tax saving kepada venture capital companies, considering the high risk that they are bearing when they put some fund kepada venture companies, VC tu tadi. In Malaysia, venture capital industry started in 1980s. Dah lama lah, bukannya benda yang baru, just that kita je yang baru nak pay attention to this kind of industry. Sebenarnya kewujudan dia dah lama lah. It's not a new things, but maybe it is a new things lah for us lah, untuk diri kita lah kan. Sebab kalau tak belajar tax, maybe kita tak aware pun pasal kewujudan this industry. The sectors that receive the most financing from venture capitalists sometimes comes from information technology, communication sectors, manufacturing dengan life sciences sectors such as biotechnology. So kalau you tengok industri yang disebutkan dekat sini ni, dia melibatkan risiko yang tinggi dan modal yang besar. Macam biotechnology, IT, semua-semua tu dia bukannya murah dan bukannya mudah untuk diuruskan. High risk with high financial capital yang diperlukan untuk memulakan this kind of business. Now, we want to get to know the VC better. Venture companies, it is a company incorporated under Companies Act. Syarat dia kena resident in Malaysia, involved in utilizing the seed capital, startup or early stage financing for qualifying activities and product. Dia kena melibatkan diri dalam qualifying activities or product. So nak tahu your product or activities tu qualify or not, dia dah bagi dah list. Product or activities promoted under Promotion Investment Act 1986, where a VC has been granted tax incentive. Or technology-based activities listed under the Venture Capital Tax Incentive Guideline issued by SC, Security Commission. Or product or activities which have been developed under Industrial Research and Development Grant Scheme granted by MOSTI, ataupun kita ada product or any activities which have been developed under MSc Research and Development Grant Scheme granted by Multimedia Development Corporation. So kalau you tengok semua benda yang berkaitan dengan teknologi lah, teknologi base and something yang melibatkan high risk, baru dikira sebagai qualifying activities or products yang eligible untuk diconsidered sebagai venture companies. Okey, kita tengok dulu. Tadi dia ceritakan venture company tu dia melibatkan diri dalam qualifying activities dan dia ada 3 stages. Kita ada seed capital phase, startup phase, and the third one is early stage phase. So let's look at the stages one by one. Dekat seed capital, time ni VC, venture company tu, dia tak buat apa-apa pun lagi. Dia baru betul-betul nak bermula, nama pun seed capital. Baru je nak menanam benih perniagaan tu kan. So time ni, organizational structure pun tak wujud lagi. Dia baru dekat fasa research. Baru nak tengok, nak assess market punya boleh ke tak jual this product. Kalau baru buat research, let's say macam kita nak buat vaksin untuk COVID-19 kan. So tak tahu apa-apa, benda tak ada pun lagi. Baru nak bermula, baru di peringkat research. Baru buat assessment, okay, produk ni boleh pergi jauh ke tak, produk ni ada risiko ke tak, okay. Tu kita kira sebagai seed capital. After that, kita move kepada startup phase. This part, dia dah undertake product development and initial marketing. So kalau back to our vaccine for COVID-19 cases tadi, example tadi tu, masa seed capital phase, dia baru buat research, R&D. Startup phase, dia dah start dah develop the product. Dah ada dah produk tu, dia dah start nak macam nak marketing, tapi belum jual. Yang tu dikira sebagai fasa startup. Next one, kita ada early stage phase. This one, everything dah ready for commercialization. Produk dah siap, R&D dah settle, dah buat assessment of the product, sekarang tinggal untuk commercialize. So bila time nak commercialize atau buat promotion, masih lagi memerlukan capital yang banyak. Yang ni dia kira sebagai VC is at early stage phase. Okay? Tu antara 3 stages yang akan dilalui oleh VC, venture company. So we come back to venture capital company, VCC. Ada beza VC dengan VCC. Kalau VC tu company yang buat technology based activity tu, dan company tu VC tu memerlukan funding. While VCC ni pula adalah companies established to obtain funds from investors and deploy those funds by providing or lending equity capital to VC. Kiranya kita ada VC, company yang buat teknologi based investment dan dia memerlukan dana kan. So dana tu dapat daripada mana? Dia akan diuruskan oleh VCC, Venture Capital Company. VCC ni dia akan kumpulkan investors. It can be from government, corporation or individual. So dia kumpulkan, VCC kumpulkan siapa-siapa investors yang berminat, dia kumpulkan dana dan dana tu VCC akan bagi kepada VC. So we have 3 parties here. Investors, VCC dengan VC. Kiranya investors tu tak goes direct kepada VC bila dia nak invest. Dia akan pergi kepada VCC dulu. VCC kumpulkan all the funds from the investors. After that, VCC akan inject capital yang dia kumpul tadi tu ke VC according to the stages lah. Sekarang VC tu dekat stages mana? Mungkin dekat seed capital or mungkin dia dah settle dah. Dia dah macam everything is ready, hanya tinggal nak commercialize sahaja. So dia dekat early stage phase. Now kita nak tengok tax exemption incentive available for VCC. Bukan untuk VC incentive ni untuk VCC. VCC will be given full income tax exemptions on its statutory income. Tak payah bayar tax langsung sebab dia bagi full exemption. Okay, VCC tak perlu bayar tax langsung on its statutory income, tapi statutory income tu akan exclude interest income arising from saving or fixed deposit. Kalau VCC ada interest income dapat daripada saving or FD, fixed deposit, as well as profits from syariah based deposit, yang ni akan dikecualikan lah daripada statutory income yang dapat exemption for tax tu. And the duration or the exemption period is for 10 YA or the life of the fund. Dia akan tengok whichever is shorter. 10 tahun ataupun fund tu, let's say you bagi fund kepada VC, nak guna fund tu selama 7 tahun. So 10 dengan 7, which one is shorter? 7 lah kan. Therefore, exemption period dia hanyalah 7 sebab 7 tahun the life of the funds. Dia akan tengok yang mana lagi pendek lah. Tu adalah mekanisme untuk tax exemption for VCC. Tak payah bayar tax langsung. Okay? Not all VCC can get the tax exemption. Dia ada syarat-syarat lah kelayakan untuk dapatkan tax exemption. Yang penting you obtain a certification from SC. Kena dapatkan sijil daripada Securities Commission confirming that bla 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 ni lah, VCC invested at least 70% of invested fund in VC. So kena make sure at least 70% you invest dalam VC dan you invest tu dekat stage yang mana? Dekat stage yang pertama tadi tu, seed capital. Or at least 50% of its invested fund. VCC has not invested in a VC which is related company. Tak boleh kalau VCC dengan VC2 is related company. Dia tak boleh company yang berkait antara satu sama lain. The VCC has provided early stage financing to a VC which is involved in activities which are not listed as technology-based business activity. So, ada juga masanya VCC ni dia inject capital kepada VC yang tak disenaraikan dalam technology-based business. Okay. Masih lagi dikira sebagai layak provided that additional capital expenditure or working capital to increase production capacity, marketing or product development. So, tak kisahlah walaupun you invest dalam VC, tapi VC tu tak buat, tak disenaraikan sebagai technology based business. As long as you provide fund masa early stage, dan early stage tu digunakan untuk increase production capacity, marketing or product development, or an interim financing for the purpose of being listed on the official stock exchange. So mungkin the VC tu dia dah settle dah all the stages, R&D done, product development done, marketing and commercialization done. Sekarang ni dia hanya memerlukan fund untuk to be listed on the stock exchange. Dia nak disenaraikan dekat stock exchange. So benda tu memerlukan fund juga kan. Dan dia minta funds tu daripada VCC. Dan VCC provide funds kepada VC even though bukan kepada 3 stages tadi tu, sebab dia dah lepas dah ada 3 stages, masih lagi VCC eligible untuk apply for this tax exemption. Kalau dia memenuhi syarat yang ditetapkan oleh SC. Okay, now I nak show you an illustration macam mana nak buat ataupun macam mana this VCC boleh apply insentif tu. Okay, dia bagi kat kita ABC set up as VCC and invested 75% of its fund in the form of early stage financing in XYZ. So kalau tengok kat situ, dia melepasilah syarat-syarat kelayakan kan, sebab 75% invest dalam early stage. Lepas tu dia kata both ABC and XYZ are not related company. So dia bukan company yang berkait antara satu sama lain. And ABC has obtained a certification from SC confirming that it had invested at least 70%. So confirm lah sebab dah dapat dah approval from SC. Dan dia bagi tahu dekat kita, ABC ni punya income, dia dapat interest income from loan 20,000, dividend income from portfolio shares investment listed in bursa 30,000 and interest income from fixed deposit 10,000. So kita tahu VCC layak untuk dapat tax exemption 100%, tak payah bayar tax langsung on its statutory income, kecuali income yang terdiri daripada interest income dapat daripada saving or fixed deposit or anything yang berkaitan dengan syariah based investment. So kat sini kita ada interest income from loan, yang ni interest income from loan given, exempted. Dividend income, yang ni pun exempted sebab single tier dividend. And the third one, kita ada interest income from fixed deposit. This one is taxable sebabnya memang specifically stated dia diberi pengecualian cukai kecuali interest income dapat daripada fixed deposit. So daripada 20, 30, 10, 60,000 tu, this company ABC hanya taxable on 10,000 sahaja. Sebabnya lagi 50,000 tu dia dapat exemption bawah tax exemption available for VCC. Okay, tadi kita cerita pasal tax exemption. Sekarang second incentive for VCC, kita ada tax deduction. So make sure you tak got mixed up. Tax exemption kiranya dikecualikan terus daripada cukai. This one tax deduction, pengurangan cukai. You still kena bayar tax tapi you bayar less. Deduction and exemption are two different things. Tak sama The venture capital incentive is not just restricted to special purpose VCC but also individuals or normal companies which invest in a VCC. Kalau tadi tax exemption is given to VCC, what about kalau kita hanyalah seorang individu yang inject fund kepada VC? Kita bukan VCC pun sebab kita tak memenuhi kriteria VCC tadi tu kan, yang incorporated in Malaysia, 70% semua-semua tu investment dalam VC. Tak, kita hanyalah seorang individu yang banyak duit, amin, semoga murah rezeki, duit melimpah ruah, lepas tu rasa macam nak invest dalam VC. So boleh tak kita dapat insentif? Boleh, tapi kita akan hanya dapat tax deduction, bukan tax exemption. Okay? So dia bagi insentif kepada individuals or normal companies ni, berapa banyak tax deduction equals to amount equivalent to the value of the investment in shares. Berapa banyak you invest in shares in a VC, itulah nilai tax deduction yang you boleh tolak from your aggregate income. Tapi ada syarat-syarat dia lah. Kena resident, lepas tu you ada business source. You tak boleh lah you orang perseorangan, lepas tu terus pergi invest dalam VC. You tak ada pun buat business. Tak boleh. Like macam I lecturer, dapat duit, tiba-tiba je ada orang bagi I duit banyak, saya rasa I nak pergi invest dekat VC. Lepas tu I nak claim this tax deduction. Cannot, sebab I tak ada buat business. I tak ada income from business source. Kena make sure ada income from business source. invested in a VC at seed capital, startup and early stage financing for the qualifying product and activity. So yang ni confirm lah. Kalau you nak claim incentive under venture companies ni industri, confirm lah you kena ada buat investment dalam venture company. Okay, yang ni eligibility criteria for tax deduction. Untuk dapatkan tax deduction tu adalah beberapa syarat-syarat kelayakan. Kalau you tengok dia lebih kurang je macam eligibility criteria for tax exemption for VCC. So this one I will let you to read first by yourself. Boleh baca, insyaAllah you boleh faham je. But in case you tak faham, you boleh feel free untuk tanya I soalan dekat comment section. Okay, the investment, syarat paling bawah sekali tu yang should we highlight here is investment was made at least 2 years prior to the date of its apa tu. Okay, nanti kita tengok. Dia kena make sure 2 tahun dah investment tu dibuat sebelum you boleh claim that tax deduction. Okay, kita tengok illustration supaya kita lebih mudah faham. DEF, a manufacturing company, made an investment in biosindram berhad. So DEF ni dia bukan VCC, dia hanyalah manufacturing company biasa-biasa je. Set up, dia invest dalam bio. Bio ni was set up to undertake high risk new business venture in biotechnology research. So DEF invest dalam bio. DEF is manufacturing company, while biosindram berhad ni is a VC sebab dia buat business dalam biotechnology research, technology based. DEF provided early stage financing to this company. Initial investment made by the company on 1st February 2015. So investment yang pertama dia buat pada 1 Februari 2015 and DEF subsequently disposed the share pada tahun 2017 March for an amount of 4 million when buyer was listed on Bursa Malaysia, resulting in a gain of 1 million. DEF has obtained a certification from AC that it qualifies for venture capital tax incentive. Okay, so dia bagi tahu kita berapa dia punya income, capital allowance as well as interest income for 3 years, 2015, 2016 and 2017. Okay, so cara nak gunakan this incentive, kita tahu yang DEF boleh dapat tax deduction. Kenapa DEF tak boleh dapat tax exemption? Sebab DEF bukan VCC. Dia hanyalah normal company. So, dia hanya boleh claim tax deduction, not tax exemption. Okay, dia boleh dapatkan deduction. So, bila dia nak dapatkan that deduction tu pada tahun 2017. Kalau you tengok kat sini, okay, I highlight sikit. Yang ni, less tax deduction for, on shares investment in a VC. This one. Okay. Kenapa pada tahun 2015 and 2016 tu dia tak boleh dapat tax deduction? Sebab syarat dia tadi tu, you nak claim, kena make sure at least 2 tahun daripada tarikh you invest. So, in this case, DEF only can claim tax deduction on share investment in a VC in 2017. Sebab dia invest Februari 2015. 2 tahun kemudian, baru you akan boleh claim tax deduction. So, dapat tax deduction ni, dia akan mengurangkan you punya aggregate income, which is good lah. Sebab you will ended up pay less tax. Itu pun yang orang nak kan sebenarnya. Gunakan insentif yang ada supaya kita boleh manage our tax. We still pay tax tapi bayar dengan kadar yang sedikit sebab kita menggunakan manfaat ataupun insentif yang diberikan dengan sepatutnya lah. Okay, we go a bit berkenaan dengan angel tax incentive. Dia lebih kurang je macam venture capital companies tadi tu, tapi yang ni dia lebih kepada orang perseorangan lah. Angel tax. Okay, so untuk this one kita akan tengok dekat chapter 16 in your. Alright, mari kita berkenalan dengan siapakah angel tax investors. Berlabur dengan status angel tax kan. Tax incentive is available to individuals known as angel investors whose object are to invest in investee companies, to assist such investee companies to finance their startup activities or provide seed capital. Kalau you tengok kat sini, konsep dia lebih kurang macam VCC tadi tu. Dia invest dalam investee company and investee company tu buat business dalam technology based activities dan provide capital dekat stages dia tadi, mungkin early stage seed capital, startup ataupun early phase. Technology-based industries include advanced electronic, healthcare, telecommunication, flexible manufacturing system. Yang ni bla 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 ni you boleh baca sendiri. Dan syarat dia untuk technology-based company tu dia adalah dia punya kriteria. Incorporated in Malaysia, at least 51% owned by Malaysian individuals, resident in Malaysia, in operation for at least 3 years dah, okay, kena 3 tahun dah bermula, tak boleh nak baru 3 hari atau 3 bulan, kena at least 3 years. Cumulative revenue is less than 5 million. It is in its earlier stage of development, concentrating on product development. So, walaupun dah beroperasi selama 3 tahun, dia masih lagi dekat fasa yang awal-awal development. Tak macam the product ataupun activity tu not well established lagi lah. Dia masih lagi di tahap development yang memerlukan capital yang banyak dan dia dapatkan capital tu daripada angel investors. Okay, so apa insentif yang diberikan kepada angel tax investors ni? Dia akan bagi tax deduction after 2 years of holding such investment where the investment cost is deductible at aggregate income of the individual. So sama je konsep dia macam tax deduction untuk VCC tadi tu. Untuk individual yang bukan VCC kan, tapi invest dalam VC. Dia bagi tax deduction selepas 2 tahun. Nilai deduction adalah the cost of you punya investment dalam investee company. Tolak daripada aggregate income. Later kita akan tengok illustration macam mana dikira. Okay, sebelum kita tengok illustration, these are eligibility criteria. Angel tax tu, investor tu kena make sure the source of income is not derived solely from business. Dia ada income lain selain daripada business. Investment is from new shareholder and such investor shall not from any immediate family members. Angel investor tu dia nak invest dalam investee company, make sure company tu bukan company of you punya saudara mara lah, bukannya family related, okay? Investor is restricted to invest up to 30% of the paid up capital of an investee company up to a maximum amount of 500,000. Tak boleh melebihi 30% lah. The investment is in cash to subscribe ordinary shares and be reflected in shareholders agreement. Kena dalam bentuk cash, tak boleh dalam bentuk share. Issued share is not disposed within a period of 2 years. So make sure you tak dispose the share dalam masa 2 tahun. Sebabnya deduction tu hanya diberi selepas 2 tahun kan. So kalau you dispose within 2 years from investment date, you tak bolehlah dapatkan tax deduction. And last one, the amount must be used to finance startup activities. Kena gunakan capital ataupun investment you tu untuk buat startup activities lah. Tak boleh untuk kegunaan lain. Okay. Alright, here the illustration for angel tax incentive. Dia bagi seorang ni, Daniel Lee is an accredited angel investors. Dia bukan jangan simply claim diri you adalah angel investors. Dia memang direcognize lah sebagai angel investor. Dia invest 200,000 in green technology. Green technology ni is a qualified investee company. Dan Daniel Lee ni dia ada business income 200,000 and dia punya employment income 160,000. So bila kita nak compute tax untuk Daniel Lee ni as an angel investor, kita tambah dulu dia punya income business 200,000 plus employment 160,000. We got aggregate income of 360,000. After that, we going to deduct angel tax incentive. Dia bagi sebanyak mana cost of investment dalam investee company. Daniel tadi invest 200,000, so kita akan tolak 200,000. Therefore, total income for Daniel Lee for this YA adalah sebanyak 160,000 sahaja. Okay. So that's all I guess for this incentive available for venture capital company as well as for angel tax incentive.